Hello, I'm Jodie Forrest. I can't tell you how many times someone said to me, I really want to have a reading with you, but I don't know what time I was born. An accurate birth chart is essential to doing a good reading, and an accurate birth chart requires a correct birth time. In astrology, the interpretation of a planet relates directly to whether that planet was rising, overhead, setting, or apparently underneath the Earth, or somewhere in between those 4 points. Not knowing your birth time can be an obstacle to getting an in-depth reading from a professional astrologer. Is there a way to remove this obstacle? There often is, and it's called rectification of a birth time. That word is related to the verb rectify, which means to correct or to make right. Rectification can be done if someone knows within about 6 hours approximately what time he or she was born, and can give a professional astrologer a list of the dates of at least a dozen important events that occurred over the course of his or her life. And the more events, the better. While those dates should be as accurate as possible, an astrologer can also use dates like during the spring of 1992. With that list, an astrologer can do some detective work to deduce a birth time that's as accurate as possible. There are some exceptions to the clients needing to know the birth time within about 6 hours, and we will cover those exceptions in my course on basic rectification. An astrologer uses the planets' positions on those dates to arrive at a chart that would have accurately predicted as many of those important events as possible. Think of rectifying a birth time as something like reverse engineering a birth time based on those dates and events. There are a few different astrological techniques that a professional uses to double-check and triple-check a list of dates and events against hypothetical birth times. As many life events as possible need to correlate to those dates, and in as many of those astrological techniques as possible. Personally, I love doing rectifications. They're like a great big astrological crossword puzzle, or like a game of space chess, or actually space and time chess, that is played by using those techniques to analyze the positions of the planets on those dates. Rectification really is not hard to do. It requires a certain possible time frame for the birth, a list of dates and events, and some time and attention to detail. I've been doing rectifications for 36 years. That experience has helped me devise some strategies about how to help your clients narrow down or even find their birth time, how to remember and write up their list of events, and about when you might be able to do a rectification, even if clients have no idea what time they were born. As a nice bonus, rectification helps you become a better astrologer because you see so many real-life examples of how the theories of a certain planet's influence can actually manifest in the outer world and our outer lives. One more thing. How do we know we found the correct birth time? Well, there are no guarantees. However, the more life events you can collect from a client, and the more experience you have doing rectifications, the more likely you are to arrive at an accurate birth time. I remember rectifying one client's birth time to 7:01 p.m. When she emailed me with the subject line, "I found my birth time," I must admit I felt a little uneasy. It turned out that she had emailed to tell me that her birth certificate said that the time was 7:02 p.m. I'm teaching a course on the basics of rectification for the International Academy of Astrology beginning on September 28th, 2019. For more information about the course or to register, go to www.astrocollege.org and click on Class Offerings. I really hope you'll attend and have some fun playing space chess with us.